Oh yeah. Ugh.
Oh,
Yep. Let me get
yeah.
a little swig of water here.
You gotta stay hydrated when you're sick, man.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Mexican Coke did nothing for me last
Damn it.
night. I know.
No pick
Who
me up
doesn't?
on that?
Who doesn't love the Mexican Coke?
Yeah, I agree.
But we're hot. We're live. Episode 22, Fish and Toast. Tanner, you just asked me how I'm doing because I got a bit of the sniffies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it creeped up Saturday afternoon around 4, 5 o'clock ish after I was done playing golf and went over to the ladies. And as soon as I got to her house, I was like, I'm all stuffed. I'm stuffed like a turkey over here.
uh, Smitty did tell me that you guys were only able to play 9.
Oh yeah, frost delay. Our tee time was pushed back by an hour.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So unfortunate.
It'd be nice
And
to know those sort of things, you know?
well, and I should have called like in the morning time to ask the course, like, hey, what's the frost delay? What are we looking like? And they'll let you know. But I mean, my dad got to the course at like 12:15, 12:20, and our tee time was at 1. So he had to wait an hour and a half, hour 45. I got there around 12:45. So, plenty of practice. Didn't translate to the game, but
Did so your dad played?
oh yeah, that dog got out of his cage and ran around a bit.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, he showed up. So yeah, I mean, beautiful day. I mean, this January weather, it's been an all timer.
Yeah, it's so nice right now. It's about to go to shit though here soon.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part is we're about to get a dose of reality with the weather. So, but I think we pressed our luck a little, pretty long here. So, but
I'll take it.
yeah, man, I'm a mess. I'm snotty. I'm sniffly. I haven't been home since Saturday afternoon. So I walk into my house and I just get a waft of nasty garbage that's just been sitting for a couple days. You know that
Ooh,
smell.
yep.
Yeah. I went and cut up like a pork butt last week. And so I think all the pork fat and all the stuff was just sitting in there, just stewing in the garbage. And then,
Oh, that's brutal.
yeah. And then I walk in and my carbon monoxide thing is just beeping. Change the battery, still beeps. So I mean, I might die on this very episode. We don't know.
Well,
But
I'll call 911 if I see anything going
yeah,
crazy.
if you see me just sort of like drifting off and then just see me just
Just falling asleep on the mic.
yeah, I don't
That's
know
not
if
the
it's
sniffles.
yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be delirious because of my cold or if because I'm dying of carbon monoxide poisoning. But we'll
Maybe
find
both.
out. That's
Maybe
why you
both.
should tune in to the full episode
Yeah, right.
of Fish and Toast, episode
Dude,
22.
Joe's gonna be alive.
Will Joe die?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's some things to get to. We got to recap the championship games that were as of
hmm
yesterday. What quite possibly could be the worst year of my football fan life. It could be. Um, I mean,
Oh,
really just a tough couple weeks in general. And then I thought that we could talk about some offseason stuff, take a look at maybe some cap space, some possible free agents,
hmm
some teams that either didn't make the playoffs or were in the playoffs that we could see falling out or joining the playoff hunt for next year. Tough to say when you don't have free agents in the draft and all that, but
Yeah,
might be fun to look at.
I'm down for that.
But yeah, we had AFC, NFC championship games. The first one, unfortunately, did not go the way I wanted it to.
Straight
And
blowout.
yeah, but this is exactly like I was doing my show Sunday morning, and that is the Eagles when you get their best game and their best effort. They are dropping a 50 burger. They're looking amazing on defense. Like they just They are the best team in the NFL when they are playing their A game, and I can't tell you how much that hurts to say that.
Yeah, I mean, even even with some of their line issues, they were shuffling guys in and out. Um, they were still having guys
Yeah,
step up and being no matter what, someone was being able to run block at least, you know? Might not have been the cleanest pocket, but you don't always need the cleanest pocket when you got a mobile QB, so,
yeah.
um,
Jalen Hurts didn't make a lot of mistakes. I mean, he was good at like just getting that ball out of there when he was getting rushed.
yeah,
Um,
that's
again, it's
the
just
that's the biggest thing with Jalen Hurts right now, not making mistakes. And I found this out today actually that Jalen Hurts only has 2 turnovers in the last 16 games. So
oh,
when
I
you
don't like to hear
when
that.
when you are not turning the ball over, you have a way better chance to win. Shocking.
Yeah.
Um, and when you have a quarterback who's not constantly turning it over or having that happen, it makes you that much more dangerous, you know? Um, and then you do have someone like Saquon to hand it off to, as
Dude,
well.
that
Which
fucking guy, like literally first carry, just takes it outside, bounces off a dude, spins off another, and then it's just all right. See you later.
because we can confidently say now that the Eagles had the best offseason out of any team in the NFL, which
Yeah, yeah,
definitely.
I think so. I
And I
mean,
I really do think, and I think it's ridiculous if Saquon is not in at least talks, or if it wasn't a quarterback award to win MVP.
well, and I know it's a regular season award, and I wonder if everybody that votes, they have to have their vote in as soon as like week 18 ends. Like you can't
Yeah,
have that buffer period, or else because again, you can't put these. I feel like there should be some weight put into it as far as playoff performance, but again, it's a regular season award, so you just can't. But
but
man, the last couple weeks, man.
regardless, he is 30 yards away from breaking Terrell Davis's all-time record for most rushing yards in a season.
Yep.
So, I mean, he owns 22% of the NFL's 50-yard runs or longer, in the whole entire year. He's been absolutely everything they could ask for and even more, staying healthy. The things that he gives, that Howie Roseman did a great job at putting together this team. They brought over Zach Bond this year, who's up for Defensive Player of the Year.
Zach
Um,
hits from the bong.
they drafted Cooper DeJean, who's a Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate.
The
Uh,
Great White Hope.
Mitchell, who is their other cornerback from Toledo, was a first rounder. They brought in Vic Fangio to be D coordinator this offseason. All these moves that they have made have really paid off. And no matter how bad you might want to say that they've looked at times this season, they've also put it together at the right time and look really, really good. They have weapons everywhere. They're Georgia Bulldogs. They have Jordan Davis, Carter, and
Nolan
Nolan.
Smith.
Yeah, off the edge. 4 sacks for Nolan Smith in the playoffs right now. They're really turning it on whenever they need to. And I don't know if you saw Carter totally hurdle a guy the other day.
Oh
During
yes, I
that
did see
game,
that.
for
Yeah.
a guy that big to jump that high and look that athletic is just so scary, and every team wants someone like that. So it's just they made a lot of moves that have all really paid off. Um,
Uh yeah, I was realizing that, and again, like we know how good their team is, but then some of these moments you're just like you realize it even more that the the Eagles just don't seem to miss when it comes to drafting, when it comes to offseason acquisitions. It's just like every guy again, Quinion Mitchell.
Yeah.
The Georgia, and it's like one of those like, oh yeah, Georgia national championship twice. Maybe you should pick some of their defensive players.
Oh,
Maybe
you
that'd be a
mean
good
all
idea.
their yeah, and they're doing it without Dean too, you know?
Yeah,
They should be having Nakobe Dean in there, but he's hurt right now for the season. And they're still having, like, that Burks guy stepped up in that game as a
yeah,
linebacker. Um, it's they're having guys fill positions when needed, and they're not really having much drop off. So when you can have that much dependable depth, which we talk about in college all the time, but this is another time where we're seeing it, and these guys are getting their chances and they're taking the most of it. So I just think it's been a really good job by that whole organization, Howie Roseman putting that together and bringing in Saquon when a lot of people didn't want to pay the money that was going to take to get him. But you see what happens when you pay those players and just what kind of what they're benefiting now off of that. And he's the best player in the NFL right now.
yeah.
So
I mean, it's fair to say he's going to be the best player on the field on Super Bowl Sunday.
mhm.
Not to look ahead, but yeah, man, it is unreal that just week after week, what the Eagles are going to do and put the ball in his hands, and teams they just can't stop it. I
I
mean,
mean, you have to you he's gonna make someone miss, so, like, you're gonna have to gang tackle, and I mean, other than that first, like, big run that he had, Washington kinda settled down and started containing him a little bit more, but when you have Jalen Hurts making the throws that he has, like, down the sideline when he needs to A.J. Brown or some easy one over to Dallas Goedert or getting Kellen Moore kinda getting other guys involved certain ways. They kept using tight end reverses, like, um, and then Devonta Smith getting open in the slot. It's really tough to just take away Saquon and hope that there's nothing else because then Jalen Hurts takes off, you know? So,
they should that there should be some teams that maybe look at Kellen Moore as a head coach.
oh, who would do
You never
that?
know. Just a concept.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, like to look back on that game, it felt like even the first fumble that Washington had, you were just like, dude. And then they had the one with a minute and a half left in the first half, and you're just like, well, you guys completely just fucked yourself there. Like,
Yeah.
you have a chance to get the ball before halftime to possibly tie this game, and now you're giving Philly the ball, and then you're going to give them the ball again after halftime.
Yep.
Like
Yeah, that
you totally
you
just shot yourself in the foot there.
you can't do that. You can't do it, and I mean, like, one turnover that they had is that's okay. You can kinda come back from that, and they were doing that, but then you just keep having turnovers, the Eckler fumble, and then you just have other things that you just can't get over. You can't beat good teams with that many turnovers. It's just not your day.
Well, and again, with the Eagles, how they were playing too, it was just like you weren't gonna they you weren't gonna be able to come back in that game if you kept committing turnovers and playing the way that you were. And they weren't able to run the ball. I mean, I know Jaden Daniels is a big part of their running game, and he was able to scramble every now and then, but like Eckler and Robinson didn't really do anything for you. The secondary was doing a great job on downfield throws. It was just it. I feel like the score was indicative of how that game played out. Like
Yeah,
it was not close.
and then you have Will Shipley breaking a long 70-yard run at the end.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, because Gainwell went out and Will Shipley running his 5.240
yeah,
downfield.
whatever, and then eventually gets in the end zone.
Yeah.
Um, but it was a pretty solid performance from the Eagles, kinda never really in doubt. Um, I went back and bet them live too when they, uh when I think it was 14-12 at one point, Washington came back, and I went and I was like, "This game is not going to be that close, and got it down to 5.5, and took that along with my AJ Brown touchdown, which I wasn't sure that was going to come through.
Oh, and it did. And AJ Brown with his first solid game of the playoffs. I mean, what was it? He had like 3 catches total in the previous 2 games combined. Then he goes off for 6, 96 and a touchdown.
You kind of had that feeling that was going to happen too. Usually it's Devonta Smith who torches the Commanders, but it was pretty much everyone. And then to supplement Saquon in there, and it's a bad recipe for him, but I kind of called it this last week that I think a lot of people thought the Eagles were going to win that game.
Whatever.
So
what the fuck ever. Yeah, being sick and watching that game was not enjoyable.
Just made you even more sick?
No. Yeah. It was fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I think I changed the channel to the AFC Championship pregame show ahead of time before that game was even over, because I was like, I ain't watching them celebrate this and doing the whole celebratory thing. And now I got to do it for 2 weeks. So
yeah. This will leave me a long 2 weeks of all this BS.
So before moving on to AFC, I mean, for the Commanders, I mean, great first season with Jaden Daniels and Dan Quinn.
Awesome.
What they need to clearly improve and get better is defense.
Their secondary lacks a lot, and Lattimore is not the answer anymore.
God, and he was
getting burnt.
Yeah, and then he got that personal foul penalty, which was allowed the Eagles to go for 2, which actually I think they got stopped on that 2-point conversion. But he was just being fucking dumb out there. And then he got a couple times, and I mean it was a rough game for him. It was a rough game for their defense in general. I mean that's where they got to look in the offseason to improve their team. I think that trying to get if you want to run it back with De'Ami Brown and Zacchaeus. I mean, Zach Ertz ended up showing himself to be a big piece, but I feel like they're kind of like the Texans, where it's like you might want to look to get an upgrade at running back, because Eckler and Brian Robinson are nice, but if you can get yourself a running back that can consistently, you can give the ball to 15, 20 times like a Joe Mixon, and he can take some pressure off of Jaden Daniels, I think that could be huge for this team too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you really look at it, it wasn't necessarily that offense that had much trouble at all. It was the defense. They were given the offense had to score so much that every single game, because their defense couldn't keep up. And Marshawn Lattimore, I don't know if you saw his interview after the game.
Oh, no.
He basically went in there and didn't take any blame for any of the game and said it was all on the turnovers. We shouldn't have that. Like, it just really was not a good look for a teammate of any. Right. Like, you got your ass torched all game. You were buns, bud. Like, I don't understand how he comes out and says it wasn't like his play. It was because of the turnovers they lost. Well, you guys got your ass kicked, so I don't think you want to throw your teammates under the bus. And I don't think it's the first time with that guy. So,
and besides him, I mean, like, was it Sandra Strill on the other side? He was getting picked on too.
Yeah, you kind of assume a rookie coming in that's going to be a tough ask for him, but I agree they just need some help in that defense back end to kind of solidify anything.
Yeah, so I mean they'll be a late first round pick. I don't know what their cap space is. That's something that we can actually. I don't mind pulling that up right now.
I mean, they know that they're set with the quarterback. Jaden Daniels was awesome. He played so well this year, and was really impressive. So,
well, they got money to spend. Taking a look
They
at it
do.
right now, not $90.9 million in cap space.
Wow.
So
All right.
91 if we want to round up. But yeah, they got money to spend. That's wild. So I mean, they'll be able to improve this defense and offense. It's just a matter of, who in that late first round will they be looking at. I wanted to get the kind of free agent rankings pulled up as well as far as who's going to be out there. I mean, like, do you look
Oh, I
at
know. I know who number one is.
former or future Cowboys wide receiver T. Higgins?
No, the Chargers future wide receiver T.
Well, I
Higgins.
don't know, man. I think Washington might want to throw a pretty penny on him. You get Terry McLaurin and T. Higgins, but maybe T. Higgins wants to be a number one and,
He'll be
get
the number
more.
one lad. Can be number two. That's fine.
I do honestly, I
Or
don't mind that a T. Higgins, Ladham Conk. As far as what team needs him more, the Chargers definitely.
we could also. I would take a Chris Godwin or a Cooper Cup. Give me
Yeah.
either of those.
Also looking at some of these free agent rankings, Javon Holland is set to be a free agent.
Yeah, he's like number 3 that I see
On PFF.com. This is
Yep.
list I'm looking at. Number 3 free agent for 2025, Javon Holland. So, I mean, you want to shore up that secondary. That's a good player to do that with.
Yeah, he could also just make his way down to LA.
You're like, you know what? We'll just take everybody.
Well, these are 2 pretty big, positions we're looking at, and I mean, you might as well take the 2 best if you can. I don't know. I don't know what the cap space is actually. I think we do have some, but some of it's going to go to Khalil Mack.
LA Chargers have the 5th most cap space at
Yeah.
65 million.
So we'll see what Mack eats up. But I don't really want any Amari Cooper because he was essentially like a ghost.
Hey, one of the best route runners the league has ever seen. Okay, how dare you? He's only 30.
That doesn't really make me feel better.
You can have Amari Cooper. We'll take T. Higgins, even though we don't really need him. But honestly, Cowboys need a ton of shit. So
didn't you have Amari Cooper?
Maybe that might have happened. I love Amari Cooper. That dude, again, you want to talk about pure route running. When you're not the biggest, you're not the fastest, what do you got to depend on as a receiver? Route running. And that dude can just run the most precise fucking routes. I loved him as a Cowboy. But yeah, I mean, Commanders, you do have Javon Holland out there. Also on this list, DJ Reed, cornerback for the Jets. 6 straight season long, 70 plus PFF overall grade. That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, that's consistency is what we call that.
Yeah, there's some interesting free agents out here.
Yeah, so the Commanders go defense, and again in the draft, I mean, maybe able to snag an extra wide receiver, either in like the second round, third round. Just give Jaden Daniels more weapons. I know De'Ami Brown and Zacchaeus, they all looked good under him, but if you just get him a few more top tier receivers out there, Zach Ertz sounds like he's coming back, but you wonder how much does he have left in the tank? But I mean, great resurgence year for him for sure.
I mean, Ben Sinnott, their rookie tight end who caught that fake punt from Tressway.
What a ball by that punter.
Yeah, Tressway with the absolute dime. But
I mean, he was just so locked in on that too. Just got the snap, made sure to get his laces on the ball, bam, and just put it right in the breadbasket.
I think Sinnott's going to be that number 2 tight end and will be that number 1 eventually. He was really good at K-State, and it's just his rookie year, so he's just getting his feet wet. I think he could be good for him.
Yeah.
Well, they do have Talanoa Hufanga out there as a free agent. Could be a good safety.
Oh, from the 49ers?
Yeah, if he could
Yeah,
stay
I mean,
healthy. The
I was going to
Crescent
say
Valley
if
native.
he could stay healthy, then, that'd be great. But, career low PFF overall grade this year. Again,
He did. He
played,
was hurt though.
played less snaps. And then, I mean, what was it? The year before was when he tore his knee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's back-to-back years with injuries. So hopefully wherever he goes that he's able to just have a full season because, yeah, when he plays, he's really good. It's just a matter of now you got the injury concerns with him. So,
Yeah. Can you
but I
believe that
will
he went to
say,
Crescent Valley High School?
yeah, right. Like how the hell?
It's so wild.
I will say though that the Washington Commanders don't get too good. All right.
I know. I was going to say you're
Try to
trying to.
improve the team, but don't improve it that much.
I was going to say you got an absolute nightmare of a conference right now or a division.
Well, hey, we'll always be better than the Giants. I have that to look forward to.
Burn.
It was funny. My boss, who's a Giants fan, he came into work with all of these facts today. Like the Giants offered Saquon and Saquon declined it. We didn't give money to Daniel Jones instead of Saquon Barkley. We signed Daniel Jones 2 years before, and actually the deal was not that bad because we were able to have a potential out after a couple of years. That didn't hit the books that hard. Everybody wants to say that what is it? We should have drafted Jaden Daniels, but it was clear the Commanders said that they were not going to let any team trade up to that spot. And I was like, boss, enough with these facts, okay?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't help the narrative of that your team let Saquon walk. You paid Daniel Jones, all right? I don't want to hear all this logic and all these the facts behind why your
You had a
Giants.
chance to draft Jaden Daniels if you wanted him. Like,
Well, I mean, that clip isn't good where his son is like on the couch in
I know
Joe
that's
Shane's
exactly
office,
what I thought of.
just stoned out of his mind, probably like, Dad, why don't you just trade up and draft Jaden Daniels? Like, you only got
Why
this
don't you
job
just get the
once. What are
best
you
players
doing?
in the draft?
But according to my boss, sources say that the Redskins, or excuse me, the Commanders were basically like, yeah, well, we're not moving down. Like, we're not giving up this pick. We're taking Jaden Daniels. So I don't think the Giants could have even traded up if they wanted to. So,
a lot of what ifs, but
I do find it funny though. It's just like, regardless of those facts, you still got Kevin Burkhardt on the broadcast. Like, God, can't believe the Giants let him go.
yeah.
Yeah. It's rough. It's rough. All I know is that as a Cowboys fan, I have been in the same position almost as the Giants fans where our star running back signed with the Eagles years ago. Remember when DeMarco Murray left the Cowboys for the Eagles?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then ended up doing jack shit in that Chip Kelly offense.
Yeah, this is a little bit different.
Yeah, because DeMarco Murray sucked and Saquon Barkley is a fucking god out there.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That was one of the most gratifying things of my football fandom was watching DeMarco Murray have the worst season of his life. Immediately after signing with the Eagles, I was like, "That's what you fucking get." All right.
Giants fans are like, we are fucking idiots for letting Saquon go.
Yeah, it's rough.
Not paying him.
It's a tough look.
Yeah.
But let's jump on over to the AFC. Championship game, which I tried to put out that energy on Football Sunday on 1080 The Fan, saying that this was the day that the Bills get it done, that they finally beat the Chiefs, they finally get the victory in the playoffs and send Patrick Mahomes home, and they're going to the Super Bowl. I even took them on my betting segment, Who Do You Love? Money line, just straight up.
I think I told you not to do that, but it's okay.
I know. Well, I was wrong. And that is now the second postseason in a row where I have taken a team to beat the Chiefs, and the Chiefs did not win. So, listen, I once I knew that the Eagles won the NFC, I knew that I'm like, all right, well, whoever wins the AFC, that's who I'm rooting for in the Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
whether it's Buffalo or Kansas City, I don't really care. I was like, I want it to be Buffalo just because they were essentially America's team at that point. Who doesn't want to see Buffalo, one, just get back to a Super Bowl, and two, win the Super Bowl finally?
I was rooting for Buffalo.
You know, that's the first thing, because I've told you before where I like the troll aspect of Kansas City and how much people just fucking hate them and can't stand them and drive them insane. And so, like, there's part of me that I just don't have that same amount of vitriol. But when the fourth quarter, when the end of the game and Samaje Perine got that first down and it was like sealed that the Chiefs were going to win, there was a small part of me inside that was a little bummed. I was like, man, I did want the Bills to win this.
Yeah. You just see Josh Allen so dejected right away.
Yeah, they showed him on the bench. I was like, oh my God, that's suicide watch right there.
The dude wins in the regular season, can't get it done in the postseason against Mahomes. It's a tough ask.
Brutal.
It's a tough ask. And for it to be like so close all the time, that final sequence when Josh Allen had 0 time and the line just like broke down. They couldn't figure out where Steve Spagnuolo's blitz was coming from, and it's just a nightmare at the end if you're a Bills fan.
What cracks me up is I don't know if you've seen the there's some kid, God, what's his fucking name? But he's on Twitter. His name's like Benjamin Caskell or Benjamin something. God damn it, this is gonna kill me. But basically, him and Ryan Fitzpatrick, sorry, are going back and forth on Twitter because, again, this kid, like, I don't even know who he is. Benjamin Solak on Twitter. And in his bio, it just says NFL analyst at ESPN. I've never heard of this guy in my life. If you look at his Twitter bio, like, he looks 15. I'm not even kidding. I'm going to share my screen here so that way you can see old Benny Solak here. Because, again, this kid.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he looks 15. And also, come on, look at that button and tie combo. First of all,
that guy's from the South for sure.
First of all, do the top button. And then you got to do the top button and make that tie a little bit better, Ben. Let's go. For fuck's sake.
That might be a Crimson Tide fan.
Oh, for sure. But with that being said, he retweeted out yesterday. You know how they have those next gen stat, like Skycam view, where it's just the numbers of the players moving and it shows the play like developing.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just so he tweets that out. He's just like, no idea why Josh Allen didn't throw the orbit to Shakir. And then Ryan Fitzpatrick is just like retweeting him like, hey man, you know, I appreciate the passion and everything, but I definitely think it has to do with something like having 2 unblocked and unimpeded defenders right in his face. Like,
you can't make that decision that quick.
Yeah. What he say? This was Ryan Fitzpatrick's tweet. I actually really like your passion and knowledge for the game, but sitting in your comfortable swivel chair with the heater on in the house and a clicker in hand makes the game very easy. Having 2 unblocked, unimpeded defenders, believe it or not, is pretty difficult to navigate. Yeah. In the interest of credibility, please don't ever pause the tape again to talk about the space between the unblocked full speed rushers and how the quarterback just needs to turn his hips and make the throw. I was like, damn, Fitzpatrick cooked on that one.
Yeah, I mean,
why doesn't he just like make the play?
Yeah, it was there.
They've ran this play before. Why didn't he just, you know, like run it right and do the right thing? Yeah, and then he's showing a play of them running it against Kansas City earlier this year. Like, it worked this time. It's like, yeah, but also Steve Spagnuolo didn't draw up a fucking perfect blitz that had Josh Allen running for his life, backpedaling like 10 yards.
Yeah, like there's nothing you can do. Those guys are
actually, there is something he could have done. He could have just turned his hips and made the throw, Tanner.
And who knows if it would have been a good throw, you know?
Yeah,
So
it's just fucking ridiculous. This is also part of the reason why, like, listen, I love football, love the game, love talking about it, and doing the whole armchair quarterback. But yeah, try to do this stuff where I break down film. Like, I don't ever want to break down film and be like, oh gosh, you should have done this. What I like is what Brian Baldinger does a lot of the time is just basically highlights like, dude, look at this guy just absolutely throw this guy around the field right here. Look at this block. Look at this kick out block. Wow, look at this route. That was fucking awesome. That was a great play right there. Whereas you got Benjamin Solak playing armchair quarterback, like, oh god, why did he just throw it to the orbit guy and Shakir on that play? Fucking
yeah,
idiot. Kills me.
there's a
But
lot of different factors there.
with that being said, the fact that Josh Allen, when he threw that ball up, I'm like, oh my God, there's no fucking, all right, this is over. And then Kincaid was there.
Yeah, that's a tough
Like,
catch that you would have
tough
to
catch. Yeah, no. And I'm not going to be one of those people that, why didn't Kincaid just catch it?
make. Well, you should have caught that. That's an easy
Why didn't he
catch.
just
Routine.
open his hips and catch the ball? I mean, that's a tough catch. Like, literally, you're running the route, you got to stop, come back, dive for it. I mean,
oh yeah,
hits him in his arms, so you could make the case. Hey, if it hits you in the arms, you can make the catch.
should have caught it.
I mean, yeah, still a difficult catch. The fact that he got that throw off and even got it to an open man like that, though, was like, holy shit, that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, really impressive.
But brutal because Kincaid didn't come down with it, and they still had a chance after that. They just had to make the stop, which they couldn't do. It's because Mahomes opened up his hips and was able to find P. Ryan, man.
Well, Mahomes is like this time of year when you know that he has very few games left and he just takes off running now because there's nothing else to lose, you know, like he has to make plays. When he starts running like out of nowhere for like 10 yards, gets first down, it's just so annoying. It's like I have to deal with that too. Like making ridiculous throws, people open when him and Andy Reid get cooking with some of these play calls, it's just so frustrating. No one sees it coming.
I just is there not a practice squad guy that a team can just throw out there in the first series and just be like, hey, just go ear hole him, just light him up?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, get him thrown out real quick.
Also, like when Mahomes does scramble, it's like the most unathletic, impressive, like tackle dodging, moving in
like,
space.
How?
He
it's
like
confusing.
The way he slows down, he takes like 20 steps to like stop his momentum and then cut and then bounce another way. And it's just like, oh my God, how is nobody near this guy just taking his head off? And then he just runs out of bounds and
like little tiny little steps right before the it's like, oh, he's like quick but not fast.
I'm just like, how the hell does he do this?
It just bothers the hell out of me all the time. I'm like, oh, that's a sack. No, not a sack.
Yeah.
How does he
it's
get
just
out
like,
of it? He throws it with his left hand. Okay. Well,
there's no James Harrison type player just coming flying across the field to just take his head off.
Yeah. Like
the way he's avoided any sort of like huge hit like that where some dude just demolishes him is, you know, it's why he's the best, Tanner.
And Travis Kelce didn't even have that great of a game. Like,
no,
you look at that, you're like, oh, his like cushion, his go-to target. Nope. Like, wasn't even the problem there. Xavier Worthy led the team. I was like, okay.
Well, it's funny, man. There's so many like, of course this happened and the Chiefs won. Like, oh, of course, Travis Kelce did basically jack shit. What was it? 2 catches for 19 yards and they still won. Of course, the Chiefs were the only team to lose the turnover battle in the playoffs and win the game.
Still win.
They were it was the only game where the team who lost the turnover battle won the game. Because of course that's what happened. And of course, you know, the Chiefs, who has scored 30 points only one time this year, the time that they score more than 30 points, it's in the playoffs when they need to win and go to the Super Bowl. They score
Only when
30.
they need to. Oh, Mahomes has 2 rushing touchdowns all of a sudden. It's like, okay. And then they rely heavily on Kareem Hunt to run throughout that game. I mean, 17
How,
carries is kind of a lot for him.
I know. How old is Kareem Hunt? He's got to be, 32 at this point? He's
I
only
think he's
29.
I was gonna say there's no way. I remember Kareem Hunt was
Didn't that dude miss like a season and a half for
yes.
kicking that chick?
Yeah, he got in trouble legally.
Like, I could have
Yeah.
sworn he was out for at least a whole season. I
Yeah.
don't know.
And then Juju
But
Smith-Schuster, 2 receptions for 60 yards. Just like the biggest like receptions of the year for him. Like it's like
yeah, he had that one where he kind of caught it over the middle and then
yeah.
stopped, turned, and then
DeAndre
was able to
Hopkins didn't
get.
even do anything, you know?
Yeah,
DeAndre Hopkins didn't do anything.
one catch for 11 yards for DeAndre Hopkins. If you go into that game and I'm like, hey, man, Bills are going to hold Travis Kelce and DeAndre Hopkins to 3 catches for 30 total yards, you got to be feeling good about that.
Yeah. I mean, same with this Chiefs defense, though. I've said it all year. This Chiefs defense is what has won them games this year. And to hold, like, James Cook to under 100 yards rushing, Josh Allen didn't even have 40 yards rushing, and then their top wide receivers, Mac Hollins, who doesn't even fucking wear shoes. So,
Did you see his pregame fit?
oh my God, the, like, Elmo with the collar.
Whoa, that's Animal, bro.
Who?
Animal from the Muppets. Animal.
It
They
looked
did.
like fucking psychotic Elmo to
You've
me.
never seen the Animal from the Muppets before?
Dude, don't
Here,
talk to me about the Muppets.
hey man, the Animal, he was he could throw down on the drum set, man.
Regardless, he wore like Aladdin pants, and
That was the whole Animal look. Here, I'm gonna get this pulled up for you so that way you can see.
great. Keon Coleman, 1 reception, 12 yards. Fucking Dalton Kincaid, 2 receptions, 13 yards.
Man,
Like,
and then you got Xavier Worthy. I mean, that trade is gonna come back to bite him. Yeah, this is the Animal though, bro.
what the fuck?
You unfamiliar with the Animal's work?
Oh, yeah, I guess I see that now.
Yeah, he would give you a drum solo. He's like Neil Peart from Rush, man. He would just throw down on the drums.
Well, never again for that guy. Never again, because it didn't fucking work.
Well, I mean, he did have a touchdown catch.
Yeah, I mean, he probably did have his best game if he's ever made it to the playoffs in his life. So,
yeah, I mean, hey, I'm a big Matt Collins fan. I'm good with him.
Yeah, I don't have anything against him except for the guy should probably find some fucking shoes.
This dirty ass feet.
Yeah, nasty ass feet. You gross. Yeah, I mean, just another fucking year where the Chiefs get it done when they need to. Surprise, surprise. 8-0 at home. Like they just don't lose at home.
I feel like I'm taking this Eagles win much better than you're taking this Chiefs win.
Well, when you see them in the fucking Super Bowl for the 3rd straight year, you haven't had to watch the Eagles or any team in the Super Bowl for 3 straight years.
Well, no, this will be their 3rd Super Bowl appearance since what, 2017, 2018? I know. That's not fun.
But they're not winning.
But it's still not fun. All right, because the Cowboys aren't going. Also, I need to show you. I did have these Adidas at one point. Do you see these?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I remember those.
Yeah, these were Animal Adidas. They had like a furry orange inside. Yeah, I mean, I made them look cool. I don't know how cool they are now, but yeah, with the studs on it.
Whoa, dude!
Dude, I was badass. Yeah. I was fucking badass. ass.
So the color on the bottom, is that red or orange?
It was like an orange. Yeah.
Okay.
I got so much scush in these, dude.
I got so much play.
Chicks just lining up. They're like, oh my God. I love the Muppets.
I love those Muppets.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about those shoes.
But yeah, it sounds like you're not taking this Chiefs win very well.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible. It's
Well,
just something now that, like you said, we're gonna have to root on opposite sides now for the 2 weeks, and I'm gonna be the most annoying Eagles fan you've ever seen.
well, all I can say is CHIEFS Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm
Did
gonna
you
take
see?
the Eagles chant from them and make it a Chiefs chant.
I changed my little headline down there tonight
Yeah,
to
I saw that.
"Fly,
I'm gonna
Eagles
do
fly."
I'm gonna be doing that racist Chiefs chant all week long for the next 2 weeks.
Just Eagles all over the place right now because
You know,
and
I will
it
say though
also
that you and I both hating these teams, I will say that also our teams are very similar in that the Cowboys and Chargers are probably like two of the more disappointing teams in their respective conferences.
yeah, at least you've won a Super Bowl though.
Yeah, but I feel like I was saying to someone recently, like that whole like, oh, 5 Super Bowls, that it doesn't work anymore. It worked
Yeah,
like 15 years ago, but now that we haven't been back, it's just I can't really like, well, at least
yeah,
we have 5 fucking Super Bowls. Like
but
it's been 30 years for God's sakes.
it's been brutal for us, and watching teams from our division also just have so much success is making it that
Uh
much worse. Because not only
I
are the
mean, at least the
Chiefs,
Raiders suck more than you.
yeah, but then we had Peyton Manning and the fucking Broncos who
But hey,
won.
I'm just saying, at
It
least
was
you
like,
have, a team that can't win it also and is probably worse, has had worse seasons over our lifetimes than the Chargers have. I know the Raiders made it to the Super Bowl that one year, got absolutely demolished by the Bucks. So I mean, there's that too.
we were young too, and during that,
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, they've made it to the wild card a couple times, I think, and that's about it.
Oh, I remember the Connor Cook led Raiders
Yeah.
when Derek Carr broke his arm or whatever it was, and they had to roll with the backup. And Connor Cook, I think, started a playoff game for them.
Oh, it's not what you want.
No, it's not at all. That's not what you want at all. All right,
It is.
so taking a look at the Bills then off season. I feel like you got to get Joshy Poo some more weapons. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to bolster the defense a bit. Damar Hamlin was getting cooked yesterday. I know they didn't have Taylor Rapp, but that was something that I was kind of keying in on.
Did they have Johnson either? Their other safety, because they were down almost two safeties at one point.
I don't recall. And then they lost what's his nuts halfway through the game. God damn it, was it Bernard?
Oh yeah.
God,
Where is
I
he?
don't know. I'm losing my
Oh,
mind
they
here.
did have Taron Johnson yesterday, so he was
Yeah,
good. But Terrell Bernard, is that who you're thinking of?
yeah, I think so. Like he was got taken out of the game last week because of a concussion, and then halfway through the game yesterday left because he took a big hit and had to leave because of possibly another concussion. So,
Well, what's crazy is Cole Bishop led the team in tackles. He's the rookie out of Utah, safety, and I don't think he played a whole lot this year. That's how thin they were back there. And
yeah,
Rasul
so
Douglas. He's up on that PFF free agent list. I think he's
Yeah,
right
so it
around.
sounds like, I mean, Bills and Commanders are in the same kind of boat where it's like, bolster that defense and get more weapons either in the draft or if, you see a good fit in free agency. But, um, I mean, I think that I like their running back room. I mean, James Cook is great. Ray Davis had a great rookie year for them. Ty Johnson's solid, but I think you're going to want to just try and acquire more weapons on the outside for him, for Josh Allen, because Khalil Shakir's, he's nice, but he's not a number one. Keon Coleman, he's got to make some major improvements to justify where he was picked. I mean, Matt Collins, again, great, nice little game for him yesterday, but that dude's like a number 3 at best on any team.
Tight end wise, they're fine.
Yeah, I mean, Kincaid, Knox, love those two guys. That's a great combination there.
Curtis Samuel's not that great either. So
again, that dude at this point in his career, he's a 3 or 4 at best. So yeah, I think you need and then Amari Cooper. It's like, are you going to be bringing him back?
It doesn't really seem like it.
I mean, I'm sure they're going to talk to him, but
yeah,
and try and work something out. But I don't know. I'm curious to look. I'm going to pull up his game log after he got traded to the Bills because this has got to be one of his worst statistical seasons that he's ever had.
I mean, he was doing pretty well for the Browns before he left.
He did not have a single 100-yard game for the Bills. Didn't have a single 100-yard game this season. He got close against the Rams in that 44-42 game, that shootout in Los Angeles. 6 catches for 95 yards. But other than that, I mean, his first game for the Bills, 4 catches, 66 against the Titans, 3 catches for 56 against the Jets, 2 catches for 55 against the Chiefs in the regular season. Outside of that, man, I mean, 12 reception yards, 3 reception yards. In the playoffs, he had 6 catches total for 41 yards. Ugh.
Yeah, that's not what you need.
I mean, he's 30 years old, so he's not that old, but I would say that wide receivers, kind of like running backs, they don't really age gracefully. But hey, best route runner in the league.
Yeah, no one better.
Yeah. So yeah, I just think that if you're the Buffalo Bills, kind of like the Commanders, man, you gotta improve that defense, and you need to get some more weapons for Joshy Poo out there. And they do not have a lot of cap space to do it. $4.5 million estimated cap space. So
yeah, it's not great.
You're gonna have to get creative there, and you're gonna have a low draft pick again. Yeah, it's one of those two. It's just like, obviously you don't get rid of Josh Allen, but how many times do you lose to this fucking Chiefs team or in the playoffs until you just like, dude, we gotta blow this up and start over? Because
you would think it would be soon, but I don't know.
I mean, what, like, I mean, granted, if any team has been through this before, not this team in particular, but this franchise, the Bills have gone through this. I mean,
yes.
Do you think they were doing that after the second Super Bowl loss? Like, I don't know, man, I think we got to blow this up. No. And then they get a third Super Bowl, and they're like, I don't know, man, I don't think we should do it again. And then they make the Super Bowl the 4th time. They're like, all right, we got to win it this time. Like, there's no fucking way we lose it 4 times in a row.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Bills will be all right. I don't know if it's Sean McDermott's job at some point that gets questioned, because I don't think Josh Allen is really the problem.
I maybe a quarterback for quarterback swap with Dallas. I'm just talking, just throwing some things out.
Dallas.
Just throw Josh Allen to the Cowboys, Dak, go to Buffalo. Why not? Just mix it up a little bit.
I don't think anyone's going for that.
I don't know, man. I think we can make it work.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys could make it work. Yeah, it'd be great.
Whoa. You're not saying Buffalo can't make it work with Dak? Why?
Dakota Rain Prescott.
Come on. Maybe he just needs a fucking change of scenery. All right.
Yeah.
Don't you besmirch Dak like that.
Why you're the one who wants to trade him?
It's just sometimes you need to shake things up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
It's just sometimes you gotta
I
do
think
things.
technically you're talking shit to him.
No, not at all. You know what? How about we just bring Josh Allen over, 2-quarterback system.
All right.
Josh, Dak, rotating series.
Yeah, if you got 2 quarterbacks, you got none. How about
That's
that?
what you need to unleash Schottenheimer's playbook. It's a 2-quarterback system.
Oh, one of the more shocking coaching hires, by the way.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying that earlier, this might be the toughest month stretch of my football fandom I've had in a while. Ducks, great season, but you lose in the Rose Bowl, get demolished to the Buckeyes.
We're Big Ten champs.
I know, but that happened before the first of the year. This is what I'm saying. The last month of my football fandom, it's been a rough month because, you lose after going undefeated, win the Big Ten championship, and you lose to the team that you beat. You get demolished in the game.
To the eventual national champion who pretty much demolished everyone.
They end up going and winning the national championship too. So there's that. And then the team that you hate the most in college or in the NFL is now going to the Super Bowl for the third time in 6-7 years, whatever. And then your team makes possibly the worst coaching hire in this cycle and possibly the worst coaching hire of my my young life in Cowboys history.
TBD on that. You don't really know what you're getting. I didn't even know he was an option. So
that's the thing is nobody else was talking. Did you hear anybody say oh, I hear the Jets might be looking at Brian Schottenheimer. Oh, I hear the Jags have been calling Brian Schottenheimer. It's no, nobody wanted him.
It was out of left field. So I don't know, man.
How sick would it be though if he's just the next offensive genius, just unleashes Dak, unleashes his team 15-2, run the table.
Better than Cliff Kingsbury and anyone.
And Mike Shanahan and Andy Reid. Well, it's not going to happen. He's going to flame out.
Hopefully he'd be just like his dad.
Like I said, I say we pull a weekend at Bernie's and get Marty, dig him up. I don't know if he was cremated or what, but get him on the sideline, pop some sunglasses on him, and tie some strings to him, and just have him.
I like that.
I do too. I know you do.
Yeah. But that we'll see how that works out. I have no idea what direction you guys are going, but hopefully in the right one.
It's not. I'll tell you right now, it's not the right direction.
It's getting worse before it's getting better.
Yeah. So then that happens, and then if the Eagles end up winning this on what is it? February 10th? Is it February 9th?
And spoiler alert, I might be picking them to actually win.
Well, okay. This goes back to my fun game that I like to play. Who do you want to win, and who do you think's going to win? We both know who we want to win.
Yes.
CHIEFS Chiefs.
No, fly Eagles fly.
Absolutely not.
I actually do think for once that the Eagles have a really good shot at winning. I just think that this is a little bit different Eagles team.
Dude, whatever.
I think that they have the best player out on the field, not named Mahomes. And the person who I think should be the MVP of this year. I think they haven't seen anything like him pretty much all year, and I think it's going to be a really good game. I do think it's going to be close.
Well, I will say, as much as people want to shit all over the matchup, and I know, watch this game. This is the last matchup we wanted.
Yeah.
You're getting two of the best teams, if not the best teams in the NFL right now. You are getting the best running back going up against the best defensive unit. I mean, another test for Steve Spagnuolo. Like last year,
Mm-hmm.
I thought the 49ers were going to win it because they had more weapons. They were deeper top to bottom on offense than the Chiefs were on defense. And the Chiefs defense is the one who showed up. So
Yep.
here we go again. Steve Spagnuolo up for the challenge, I'm sure. Which, by the way, I heard him talk for the first time ever yesterday. Did not know he had such a thick Northeast accent or wherever the hell he's from.
I think it's Northeast. Yeah.
I mean, that was, I don't know if that was Boston or, yeah, he's from Northbridge, Massachusetts.
Yeah. One of those mass
Dude,
accents.
when I first heard him talk, I was like, dude, what is he? Is he Australian or something? And he started talking more, and I'm like, oh, that's Northeast right there. Yeah, just a little bit south of Worcester, a little north of Providence there.
Okay.
About, looks like, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes outside of Boston, though. But, yeah, man, again, this is just like the fucking possible Penn State, Ohio State game where you got to take logos and colors and feeling out of it, because as far as football goes, the matchup is, I mean, but also the matchup of Spagnuolo versus Saquon in this offense is great, but also the Eagles have the number one rated defense in football this year.
Their
And
offense
so,
has been unreal in the playoffs too.
yeah, but the Eagles' number one defense going up against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, like both sides of this game, it's going to be such a chess match, and it's going to be I mean, I want to give the advantage to the Chiefs because of just overall coaching. Like, I trust Andy Reid, Matt Nagy, and Steve Spagnuolo more than I trust Nick Sirianni, Kellen Moore, and Vic Fangio. Love Vic Fangio. He's had great defenses wherever he goes.
They've been in this situation more times than anyone right now. So
Yes. It's a great matchup.
2 weeks to get prepared, you know.
And you give Andy Reid 2 weeks, like, he's asking the janitor, he's asking the cafeteria lady for plays. He's pulling them out of nowhere.
They're coming out with every little thing in that playbook, because it doesn't matter what you show now. You know, you show everything here. Any little stupid play they've been working on, they'll run it 100 times in practice leading up to it. And probably show a bunch of stuff they haven't actually showed this whole year. So that's what the Chiefs are tough to prepare for. You don't really know what you're going to get week to week with them, and they have so many different pieces they can kind of fit and mold into what they want to do. And who knows, maybe Xavier Worthy's just fucking playing running back all of a sudden. Like, it's ridiculous what they can do. And you could say the same thing about Vic Fangio. 2 weeks for him to prepare defensively, getting more healthy, putting pressure on Pat Mahomes. I think they're going to see some serious pressure, see how that Chiefs O-line reacts to that. But I think it's going to be one of those really good close games throughout. Hopefully no penalties deciding any of these outcomes.
That doesn't happen for the Chiefs. They play the game right. They play the game clean. They're just the better team. All right.
You're right. My bad.
That's just Kansas City Chiefs football.
That is straight up Kansas City Chief football.
I will say that I'm on Twitter right now, and I just peeped my my AVI, my picture, my Andy Reid costume from Halloween a couple years ago. Yeah. It's funny. I've gotten it a couple times that it's like, shut the fuck up, you Chiefs fan. And I'm just like, whoa, I am not even a Chiefs fan. But this week, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Big Chiefs fan for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll be meeting next week as well to talk about the game a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll have plenty of time to talk about it more in depth.
What is I mean, have you even begun to think of Super Bowl plans though?
No, I do know that Alyssa will be wanting to watch. She is an Eagles fan, as
Oh
you
my god, dude.
know.
It seems like every week you're telling me that someone's wife, someone's girlfriend, now you're telling me your girlfriend is an Oregon State and Eagles fan.
Yeah, she's an Eagles fan, and Kyle's wife is a Eagles fan as well.
Oh my
So,
god.
yeah.
Should be gross.
Alyssa,
How'd she make that mistake?
she was, she missed the last time she was in Germany last time, the Super Bowl happened between the Chiefs and Eagles and missed it on the I think she was on the plane at that time. So
Oh.
she's looking forward to the rematch where she actually gets
So
to
she can
watch.
actually watch them lose this time?
The hope is that they don't lose actually.
Dude,
So, um, yeah, I don't know yet, but I'm assuming she's gonna wanna watch wherever that destination is. Um,
is there an Eagles bar in Portland? And if you just so happen to see it on the news for possible arson over the next 2 weeks, it was not me.
dude, weird. So met up with Smitty for that late game,
Yes.
and we tried to go to the dugout, and we got there, and there was a sign up on the door that was said closed at 3 o'clock. Like I think someone rented it out for that Bills Chiefs game or something. And so we were like, where should we go? Like we have no idea. Like it's a couple minutes before the game starts. So
Oh,
I pulled
mad
up that
dash.
golden tee locator, uh, and we tried. There was literally these bars were across the street from each other. The first place we walk into was like Spot On Sports Bar or something like that, and we walk in there. I immediately smell bo. I'm just like,
Oh,
it stinks in here, and you look around, and I think it might be an Eagles bar. Like it might just been a
that all tracks.
It might be because I think that there's so many Eagles coming out of there, like Eagles fans, and
Is
um,
it the Spot Sports Bar and Grill
yeah,
in
and then
Tigard?
right across. So we left there. We're like, I don't know if I'll be able to do this. So we went across the street to Toby's Sports Bar. It's this like little dive bar.
I feel like you're just making all these places up.
No, this little dive bar that it feels like you're almost in someone's basement, and there's like a ton of Bills fans in there, but they had a golden tea right in the corner. Oh, it was so clutch, and I'm pretty sure we were like playing golden tea. Like it almost felt like we were in someone's like bedroom.
And
Like
what was this place called?
it's called Toby's Sports Bar. It's right across the street. It's crazy. Like they're competitors. We were talking to
Where the
the
hell were you? I'm looking at a map right now and oh, I see. It was you were over by
it was 5 minutes away from uh the dugout. That's all I
you know
knew.
what? Very upsetting because the spot that you're talking about in Tigard,
Yeah.
I believe it took over this old deli that used to be there.
Oh,
It was like a German deli or a sausage place. I never went. I drove by it multiple times and was like, "Oh man, that sounds good. They probably got some solid bratwursts in there." And then I noticed that it had closed, and now
oh,
that place, the
devastating.
spot, is yeah, it's right over by the CDC dispensary.
Yes, that checks out.
Some solid deals over there.
um, but yeah, it was
Toby's.
Toby's Sports Bar. It was me and Spencer were like, I don't know if we'll ever come here ever again. This was wild.
Why not?
Like the amount of we definitely were able just to sit over there or stand over there. Like they had a TV back there, which was nice, but like,
Looks like it gets popping for karaoke night.
oh yeah, That place seems rare.
Someone singing some Third Eye Blind or something like
They
that.
definitely have regulars there.
I wish you would step out from that ledge, my friend.
They definitely had regulars there, and you could tell no one had played the golden tee there, really,
Oh, that's a
because
shame. A neglected golden tee, huh?
it was a little dusty.
Little dusty, little crusty, little musty.
Yeah, it was. Um,
I'm looking at pictures. Hey, Toby's looks like it gets popping. All right.
It was popping. It was popping on Sunday. It really was.
I'm telling you, like half of these pictures are of people singing karaoke.
Well, there was a lot of people yelling at the fucking TV over that Bills Chiefs controversial. Is it a pick? Is it a catch? Is it a no catch? During
Look
the
at this.
game.
Look at this picture. You can find love. You can find love at Toby's.
Oh God.
Aw.
You haven't found the picture of their setup, did you? Oh, go up, scroll back up. Go up a little bit more.
Up.
Oh, the purple.
Ooh, this chick?
Oh no, I thought that was the bartender lady serving this, but
That looks like a Debbie if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a spot. That's for sure. I don't see a lot of pictures of golden tea.
Yeah, it's tucked away in the corner. You gotta be pretty. Yeah. It was an interesting spot to say the least, but we will not be watching the Super Bowl there. That's for sure.
That reminds me of a bar in East Portland that we went to. I believe it was after we played Rose City Golf Course. God, maybe like 3 years ago or something like that. The A&L Sports Pub or something.
Oh, yes.
Are you familiar?
Yes, I know that place.
Not an area that I venture too often, you know, like 60th and Gleason or 70th and Gleason, I think it was.
Yeah.
As soon as I stepped out of the car and started walking to this place, I was like, am I even in Portland? Where the fuck am I?
Yeah.
Quite possibly the worst nachos I ever had. Sticky tables.
Very sticky tables.
You know how, trust me, and I'm a connoisseur of microwaved nachos. You know, when you put the cheese on the chips and they all just stick together to make one giant nacho.
Yep.
That's what was going down at this place. I think the tomato was cut into fourths. So it was just tomato wedges.
Fat. Yeah.
Just fat chunks of tomato. Canned olives. Well, most olives are canned anyways. But
there was just no effort put into it.
Absolutely not.
It was the person was just high as shit. It just made the nachos.
No, and what makes this all track is that it's a Steelers bar.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah. So only the finest go there. But
yeah, Smitty would fit right in.
But I'm telling you, like this is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna show you this picture because this bar, like they don't fuck around. Like it is a dedicated Steelers bar, 100%. Look at this crowd.
Oh yeah.
That is a microwave nacho crowd if I've ever seen one.
That also just looks like they're all getting together for like a pancake breakfast or something.
To watch the Steelers. Oh, look at this guy.
My. There's Troy Polamalu.
Holy shit.
That's Troy Polamalu.
Dude, I might want to go to this bar dressed up in like Ravens or Browns gear.
Oh, and get your ass kicked?
Here's the nachos.
Oh, dude. Look at those jalapenos. They're big as the chips.
Those are the nachos in question.
Dude, you are not wrong. Those are wedges. Tomatoes.
Those jalapenos and tomatoes are bigger than the chips. And I just love the scoop of sour cream as if it's like an ice cream scoop.
It is an ice cream scoop. And does that person have ketchup there? It looks kind of like ketchup.
That looks like ketchup, but I think that is what they are passing off as salsa. I think that's what they call salsa.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
strawberry rhubarb.
Just look at this guy. He was, man. You want to talk about getting some skush?
Put him in the put him in the damn game.
Just ready to go. I'm almost. I mean, look at the
Oh,
sandwich.
that looks better than your nachos. That's for sure.
I would
It
crush
looks
that
like
sandwich for
it looks
sure.
like a school lunch, though.
Yeah, but yeah, it was an experience. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Is this guy
actually,
just taking a picture at a Steelers game, but he posted it for the A&L Sports Pub?
that's dedication right there.
There you go, man. Well, you know what? I don't think there's a Cowboys bar in Portland, so
I think you'd be surprised.
I don't know, man. I gotta look this up. Is there a Chargers bar in
I was gonna
Portland?
say I could say the same thing. I don't know who would want a Chargers bar.
Yeah, I would have to look. Yeah, I'm sure I'd have to look up Dallas Cowboys bar in Portland because someone would be like, just go to Bushwhackers. Oh my God. This Oregonian article is saying Spirit of 77.
No way.
Stop. That can't be right. Yeah, they say that this was as of 2 years. Oh, well, someone said they went there in 2018 and they were playing the Cowboys game. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so nothing good there. Chargers bar in Portland. Googling it right now. Portland Chargers bar. This is on the Chargers subreddit. Sidelines in Northeast Portland is a Charger bar.
Oh, sidelines. I do see sidelines.
Yeah, sidelines. Yeah, not sure if there's anything. Yeah, I think that's it there.
You
Claudia's Pub. What's Claudia's Pub? Are you familiar with Claudia's?
No.
Well, you Google it and it says it's permanently closed. So, Chargers fans, we're not supporting
with San Diego. You know.
Yeah. Oh God! And the first picture I see on Google is a bunch of Vikings fans.
Oh God.
They had an identity crisis.
Sidelines right now. Their onion rings look good.
Oh yeah. Where is this sidelines?
It's by Park Rose. Oh, I'm looking at these nachos right now, comparing them to
Park Rose.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, this looks like a damn mess.
Yeah, I think this is a Chargers bar. I see a picture here.
Do you see these nachos? I wonder if I can show these.
Yeah. I love that this is what the end of the episode has turned into. Just, I feel like someone needs to do the city of Portland a favor and create some sort of Excel spreadsheet and go to every NFL team bar in the city and make like an overall ranking.
Can you see these?
Let's see here. Show on stream. Oh, here we go. Oh boy.
Look at that mess.
Oh yeah.
That is something to behold.
That is some microwave nachos right there, my friend. You can see the cheese on the left there.
Yeah.
See how it's kind of sort of just like congealed together.
Yeah.
Along with the chip.
There's a lot of onion. These are just stacked chips, by the way. It's just layered chips and everything's on top of them.
Wow.
It's just, yeah. Interesting there.
Jesus. Yeah, maybe that's what someone needs to do, just as a public service to the city of Portland. Track down every team bar for NFL teams.
By the way, that was a half order of nachos. So
a half?
Yeah, that was a half order.
You never want to see this. I'm looking at a picture right now that I think that, again, it is the Chargers bar. Because you got the TV on the game, you got the Chargers banner, but on the TV, you got a Chargers player down.
Oh, what's new?
Hey, you got a 19-0 lead, though, against Green Bay. You got to love that.
Probably blew it.
You know your Chargers too well.
Oh,
Is this supposed to be a charcuterie board? Oh, a hummus plate. There we go.
I'm seeing
Oh my
meatloaf.
God.
Crazy.
Is this whose cat got in there?
Is this sanitary?
Oh my God. Someone call OSHA.
Yeah, get him out here right now.
Yeah,
Sidelines.
look at that. The field goal post, the Chargers banner, the yellow and blue fence underneath TV. I think that's your home, Tanner. I think we got to go check out sidelines sometime in Park
Gotta go out to
Rose.
Park Rose.
Take a little field trip out there.
See if they got a golden tee.
I'm just looking for, is there, that's the next question is it a golden tee location? This guy looks like he's having a good time.
Yeah, sidelines.
Yeah, look at this.
Is that a Phillip Rivers?
Oh, and you see the guys in the background rocking the yeah, I think this was granted 8 years ago. So hopefully they're still holding strong as the Chargers bar in town.
There's 8 kids back there.
My God, maybe that's what we have to do for next football season is figure out each of the NFL team bars in town and do live broadcasts, live shows from the location.
Live streaming.
Yeah.
I like
You're
that.
at Sidelines, the Chargers bar.
Well,
hey, at least you have a bar. All right. Ours is apparently Spirit of 77, which I'm not buying for a bit.
Which is that even around now?
Spirit of 77?
Is it still going, kicking?
Over by the Expo Center and the Moda?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I would think so.
Did you see some news that happened in the Big Ten? Was it yesterday?
Oh, that Penn State's plucking D coordinators.
Yeah, $3.1 million for Sir Jim Knowles. It just kind of makes you think: is there something going on in that coaching staff that just made him want to leave, or is he like looking at the talent that they have and being like, everyone's leaving, so what's the deal?
Sell when the stock is at the highest, you know.
I know he's got a new fiance who doesn't really love the fact that he's living in Ohio.
Wow, Tanner just diving into the marriage reports.
Jim Knowles is a Pennsylvania native.
There you go. And maybe he caught wind of the $38 million deficit for Ohio State athletics in 2024 fiscal year.
Yeah, I saw something like that. I was like, it still doesn't hurt their teams.
No, well, hopefully it does.
But yeah, the Jim Knowles is pretty shocking, shaking up the conference a little bit now.
That's a big move for them. I mean, you literally taking one of the best defenses in the country, not just in your conference, but taking their coordinator, and Ducks got to go there next year, go to Happy Valley and play that team. I mean, that's a good get for them.
Yeah. And hopefully Ohio State doesn't try to steal anyone else from Oregon like they are trying to do. I know Chris Hampton's on one of their short lists.
Well, I mean, the Ohio State might be looking for 2 new coordinators because I don't know if you saw that Chip Kelly. He's a leading candidate for a couple jobs.
Yeah, I saw OC for the Texans
and Jaguars possibly.
Oh God, did you see Liam Cohen today? His Duval.
It didn't even have that much enthusiasm to it. It was
it was so dorky.
It was very creepy.
Yeah, it was creepy. Duval.
Yeah, it was Duval. I'm like, you stay away from any elementary school, sir.
Yeah.
That was but granted, I did want the Cowboys to hire him.
Dallas.
Frisco. Irving. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, not outside of away from the national championship. I mean, not a lot of college football news and notes outside of that. I mean, that was pretty big news.
Golden going back to the NFL. Notre
Going to the
Dame loses
Bengals, yeah,
it.
which
Yeah.
they need to shore up that defense. That's for sure.
Trying to think if there's any more immediate. You saw Kobe Savage declared for the NFL today.
Oh, he declared for the NFL?
Yeah,
Oh god, I thought he was coming back for some reason.
I thought he was going to too, but he put it out tonight, I believe tonight or today, that he is declaring for the NFL. And actually, thank God, if I have to watch him miss another tackle, I think we got a lot more talented players on our team. So, adios, have fun.
South Carolina extended Shane Beamer through
Yeah,
2030. Let's see that here. Just checking the news and notes, the headlines in the college football world, and saw that.
yeah. The interesting shakeup will definitely be um, what happens at Ohio State now and what moving pieces are caused from that.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we're almost, NFL offseason is definitely more exciting than college offseason, but still some dominoes to fall. When's the transfer portal all finish up? Is that like February?
Well, the portal right now is closed until the spring.
Does it open back up in February?
There is actually a dead period in February, so starts February 1st is no more recruiting and no more. Um, Pretty much everyone stays where they're at. You'll go through spring practice, and then right after spring practice is the transfer portal window will open back up, and that is another free time for people to do whatever they want to do, see where they are at the depth charts, and then they'll make their decision because once that closes, they are going to be stuck wherever they're at for the season, for the upcoming
Yeah,
season.
only 10 days. Yeah, I'm seeing right here. It's where I
So
need my guy Andrew Nemec.
yeah, Nemec's good to follow. Um, you got your boy Hayes too.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's going to be a lot. February is going to be pretty dry as far as
Dry
um,
February.
yeah, dry as there's not going to be a whole lot of recruiting news. Um, just winter workouts right now. I'm sure you've seen the Oregon social media team putting out videos already. They came out with one today that was pretty good with the Coach Love.
Yeah, well, I think it's time to fight for some wins and not some clicks. All right, Dan.
Yeah,
Maybe give the video department a rest for a couple months.
Dan's out on the recruiting trail anyway. He's back
Oh
at
yeah.
it
Oh yeah.
for the last few days until everyone gets a rest.
Yeah.
Well deserved rest.
Well, I need to get working myself. I need to start running some routes. God, if I had I'm about to start recruiting some high schoolers, like freshmen, sophomores. I'm like, hey, if you need to work on your quarterback, on your accuracy, power, I'll run some routes for you. They're not going to be the fastest routes you've ever seen, but just like Amari Cooper, best route runner in Newburgh right here.
Not fast,
Shortcuts.
quick, kind of like Mahomes.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm dying to run some routes. I might have to get Joey out there to start throwing me the ball.
Right. Yeah, I would. It'd be fun to get out there and run.
I'll hit you with the nastiest poco you've ever seen, baby. I will have you just what? Where'd he go?
If my shoulder was better, I'd be trying to throw football all the time. If I had an all-time quarterback, it wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. Run some sluggos.
Yeah. Is there anything else you were wanting to get at here?
Nope. That's it. We checked all the boxes, my friend.
Okay, we kind of got something else now to check out some of these new NFL bars next year. So,
yeah, got to start building the spreadsheet, my man.
Well, Well, you keep drinking that water and you get better there, Fisher.
Yeah, I gotta fill up. I need to make some din din.
Ooh,
It's a chicken and rice kind of night.
okay. I
Need
got
to
to use
lo-
the facilities.
I need to lose some lbs. Need chicken rice and some roasted veggies tonight.
Ooh, all right. He's eating good in the neighborhood.
Yep. So, all right, for episode 22 for Tanner Steffens. Appreciate you as always, my man.
And fly, Eagles, fly. Peace. Yeah.
All right, that's how we're gonna end it. All right, see you, brother.